starts now.
Hey, buddy.
What's up?
It's Michael. Yo, I am here with one of my good friends. My wife loves you, first of all. And she was like, as soon as I got this podcast, she was like, you have to have Craig on the podcast. Well, she loves you because you know all about Trader Joe's. You used to work at Trader Joe's. But
only for 11 years. No need to bring that up. I'm just kidding. 11 years.
That's sad.
I know.
That is pretty sad if you think about it. Trader Joe's, 11 years.
11 years. They took the best years of my life.
So you started working at Trader Joe's how old?
Oh, shit. I don't even remember.
Like
24?
24.
Yeah.
So you worked at Trader Joe's from 24 to 35 years old.
Yeah. Maybe 23. Yeah, 23 to 34, same
And
shit.
I'm not dogging on anybody from Trader Joe's. I'm just saying, is that something where you were content with it? You were fine?
No, I hated it the whole time.
Really?
Yeah.
But why didn't you get out of it then?
I just didn't have any outlets. You know, I didn't have comedy. I didn't build up. I had tried the corporate route, and that would like made me damn near suicidal.
So as a corporate route, what do you mean? You worked in offices and stuff like that?
I sold mortgages. I was a loan officer. I was a licensed real estate agent.
Okay. I'm a customer. You call me up. Hello?
I was good at the script.
Okay. Hello?
I forgot now.
But
welcome to American Home Loans. This is Craig. And were you interested in lowering your monthly payment?
No, not at all.
Yeah,
That's horrible. How did you?
I was good at that.
You seem like you were good because I would imagine the follow up is you don't want what are you talking about? You don't want a lower mortgage rate. Like you would come kind of
I was good at getting them to send me their information, and then closing the deal I was bad at because I knew I was ripping them off and I didn't like it. Because they would make you charge like 3 points. I was like, how about 1 and everybody's happy?
Yeah.
And they're like 3. And I'm like, 1. You know what I mean?
How long did you do that for?
I didn't last that long, 8 months. I made good money though, but I was miserable. It was just it was boiler room. It was high stakes. They're like, call. You're like, I already called them 3 times. What do you want me to call them 7 times? That's insane. So there was no logic or rationality behind it. Because in hindsight, I would have stuck it out a lot longer if they just would have been more chill about everything.
If they were fair and honest.
If it was fair and you don't need to harass people, though. Nobody likes the guy calling 7 times a day.
I will say this. This is why my wife loves you so much. You are one of the nicest people we have ever met. And it's genuine because, you know, we live in LA. A lot of people aren't genuine. But you're one of those dudes, man. Like, you're just a genuine guy. And I feel, and this may not be related, but I feel like after Harvey Weinstein and all these people started getting busted, you know, I feel like now is the time for good guys to win in Hollywood. And you're starting to see that happen.
It is happening, and I can't. Being genuine is good and bad because, like, sometimes if I don't like somebody, I can't even hide it. I'm just like, I look at them like who, you know, just like a train wreck. I'm like, go away, sir.
Well, if people just tuning in, Craig Conant is live inside the studio. Phenomenal stand-up comedian. Worked at Trader Joe's for 11 years. Just went to JFL that I want to talk about in a little bit. The dude is on fire. We're going to be in New York City, Nyack, Levity Live.
Yes.
Out there. So we'll be throwing down there in a couple days, this Friday and Saturday and Thursday. But I'm so like proud of you because, you know, I've only known you for like 3 years now, 4 years maybe?
Yeah, 3-4 years.
3-4 years. And I've seen you. I remember the first time. This is the first time I saw you perform. I'm going to be completely honest. You went up before me at the Improv. And it was the first time we met. And there were a lot of you brought a lot of people. There were a lot of people there. And fans. No, this is before you had fans. This was like 4 years ago. You didn't have fans then.
It was my family.
No, it was like all the chicks you wanted to hook up with that you put on the guest list. That's what it was. But you destroyed, man. And I go, who is this guy? I went up and did okay. And I was like, who is this dude? And then I started to learn about you. I started to see you everywhere. And then I met you and I go, why don't we go on the road? So you went on the road. And this is when I knew Craig was a good guy. Craig is a dude that travels. And everything he brings on the trip is from Trader Joe's. Like you got the smell goods, you got the candles, you even got stuff for the car. You got car freshener. He bought my wife a plant. I was like, this dude is good with me forever now.
I buy everybody plants that I love.
Did you ever give me? Oh yeah, you did give me the plant after a year and a half.
I bought him a plant for his special that I missed because I had 3 shows that night.
Yeah.
I text you. And there were club spots too. If there were bar shows, I would have canceled. Anyways.
Yeah, but whatever. You missed my biggest night of the year. But it's fine. I shot my special Blasian on Amazon Prime. Watch it for free. But, you know, I
had to get work.
You did. You had to do your hustle, man.
But I bought him a plant to give him on his special day. And then I just kept it for about a year and a half, fell in love with it. And then I was like, I'm going to keep it.
And I remember you kept saying, oh, I got to give you your plant. I got to give you your plant. And then about 8 months into it, he says, I'm going to keep the plant.
It's mine now. It's grown a lot.
It is.
When they grow, you fall in love with them because they start off little babies and they get this big. And then you're like, I did that.
Yeah.
I took care
of it. Why do you like plants? It's so weird.
I don't know.
Like, it's so opposite of you.
Why?
I don't know. I don't
to nurture and take care of something.
No, nice. I can see that side, but I don't know. When I look at you, I don't think plants. Except I think a different type of plant that you don't do anymore. But yeah.
My Nana had a green thumb and she had a million plants, and we'd make fun of her and be like, "What are you doing? Why all the plants?" And now I'm Nana. I don't understand.
You're an old lady now.
I'm an old lady now.
And here's the thing about Craig too. He loves to shop. Like you love to go to Ross.
I love Ross, TJ Maxx, Marshalls. I love a good deal. I can't help it.
You are officially an old lady.
I'm an old lady now.
You know what's interesting is when we travel, and you go out with a lot of different comedians, Dalia, and I'm sure some others, me. But what's interesting about our circle, we are like old ladies when we go out on the road. We don't go out, party, drink, and you're sober.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not good to be around that stuff, but I don't drink anyway. So it's like we're the perfect match. Dalia doesn't drink, so you go out with him.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like after the show and before the show, we just talk comedy and hang out.
Yeah. And write and do silly Insta stories.
It's just interesting how, like, I couldn't imagine going out and just throwing down, like, for the whole weekend.
No, that's crazy to me. Even though that was such a big part of my life. It's like party. I'm like, no.
Were you ever a comic at that part of your life?
No. I mean, the first year I dabbled in stand-up, I was drinking and drugging and smoking and stuff. But I didn't really do stand-up, you know? Like, it was just a hobby once in a while. And then when I got sober, I had to fill the void, and then it was all day, every day.
So do you feel like you really have to fill voids? Because you have an addictive personality, obviously.
Yes, 100%. You must replace your habits with healthy habits.
So if it's not stand-up, it could be girls.
Girls, which can be good and bad. Dodgeball, plants, gardening, whatever your thing is. You want to crochet, you want to climb a mountain, do you.
So you get addicted to that. Like Craig will leave on Sundays, earliest flight out, to make his dodgeball game, no matter where we are in the country.
Yeah.
We're leaving from New York at the 5:30 a.m. flight, like after we perform, so he can get back for dodgeball.
I need dodgeball. It is my baby. I am so sore from dodgeball yesterday. It is amazing. Do people get, like, I've never been to dodgeball. I've seen the movie. Is it like the movie? It is not like the movie at all.
Okay.
But guys are throwing balls 75 miles per hour at your face, and it's
anybody ever get knocked out, you saw?
Yeah.
Like knocked
not
out?
A lot, but there's people have been knocked out, broken arms, fingers, noses, black eyes.
Have you broken anything?
Yeah, my foot and my pinky. I mean, they've just been backwards. It heals. It's okay.
Ugh. Like, I don't understand grown men like you and my wife's brother, just broke his arm and messed up his knee playing baseball. Like, you're 35 years old. You're not going pro. Stop playing sports, Craig.
Fun.
No,
it is
no.
Fun.
Get on the treadmill, walk, do a little boxing. I know. But dude, man, you're old now. You can't do young things anymore.
It's so fun. I don't care. I will play with a broken arm, trying to catch and not throw.
So are you interested in getting in a relationship anytime? Like, because you go on the road, you meet a lot of girls. You're very popular, and you have a certain type. Like, every time I see you, you have they look the same.
Pretty women.
Pretty women. They're pretty women, but they're always short. They're petite. They have a certain haircut.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't mind a girlfriend. I'm trying not to have one because I just was hopping relationship to relationship to relationship. So I was like, why don't we just take a break for a moment?
And just smash everybody.
That's your words, not mine.
His middle name is Craig Smasher Conant.
No.
I'm playing. Not really not.
I fall in love very easy. So
Is that a part of addictive personality
probably
too?
for sure. Yeah. Yeah. And then I hop in all in, and then later I'm like, this is trouble.
Are you the psycho guy? Like if you're in it, like you're like
not anymore. I used to be.
Really? What's the most psycho thing you've done in a relationship?
I kind of chased an ex down with my car and drove on. I tried to ram her off the road. But she was with another guy. She showed up at my work with another guy 3 days after breaking up.
That's disrespectful right there.
Yeah.
So what'd you do? Wait till later in the night when she was walking down the street?
No, this is a crazy story. So I had just gotten off work, Trader Joe's, and I was walking with 2 sacks of groceries I just purchased, got off work, walking to my car. As I'm walking to my car, I see my ex-girlfriend. This is fresh. I mean, 2 to 3 days fresh.
Now, were you on drugs this time or off?
On.
Okay.
So I was more volatile. And then I actually put my head down and ate it. And there was an elevator over here and stairs right here. So she went to the elevator with this guy, and I went to the stairs.
Wait, when you said you ate it, what does that mean?
I mean, I just ate my emotions and was the bigger person.
Gotcha.
And I ran to the stairway, and I was like, ignore it. And then when the parking structure's 4 floors, my elevator opens. The elevator doors open on the 3rd floor, and I got off the stairs at the 3rd floor, and it's them laughing and giggling in the elevator. And I just literally, like a movie, I was like, look, and they're like, and they go, oh no, and hit like the close the door button. And then I lost it, and I ran up to the 4th story where they were parked. And they ran to their car and shut the car and locked the doors.
Well, were they but this is 3 days after.
Yeah,
you broke up with her.
So I imagine she was cheating on me with this guy.
Okay, and she thought,
and I think she was. Later it was confirmed. So don't feel bad for her. But then, so I run up there to yell at them, cuss at them, whatever. And then even then, nothing happened and escalated. And then I was like, just go to your car. It's over with. And then I'm leaving the parking structure, and they're right in front of me the whole time. I'm behind them. And then we're going down Santa Monica. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to get off Santa Monica, and I go to Willoughby, the little side street parallel to Santa Monica, to get away from them because I'm driving behind them. And then who comes, turns down Santa Monica onto Willoughby and pops right back in front of me. And then I just lose it. I go, you got to be fucking kidding me. And then I drive on the wrong side of the road and try to ram them off a little bit.
Did you hit their car?
No, I came close.
You just wanted to scare them.
I wanted to scare them. And then we're at a red light on Melrose. I chased them to Melrose Avenue. This is like 3-4 p.m. on Melrose. And I get out of my car.
Are you screaming at them?
Yeah, and I always have a pocket knife, and I bust out my knife to break the window. And then the guy's just like this in fear. And then I look around, and everyone's honking at me. I was like, oh, this is a bad look.
Is that your lowest moment, you feel, like in a relationship ever?
Yeah, for sure. But this girl, I mean, I hate to blame the girl, and I absolutely was guilty too, but she was toxic. I mean, it was a toxic relationship. She was in and out of rehab. I was on my road to get sober. I was getting sober, and she wasn't having it. It was just bad.
It's crazy.
We both were in bad places.
Okay, so there was a time where you were on drugs, then you got out of drugs, and then you started stand-up. What was that lowest point that made you switch gears and go, you know what? I gotta be sober. I can't go on like this. I'm 35 years old working at Trader Joe's.
Well, there was many rock bottoms, but the arrest for the 4th of July incident.
That's where you threw the firecracker under the horse with a cop on it?
Allegedly. Yeah.
Allegedly.
And
allegedly.
I remember being in jail, and I was like, I'm 25. I have no money. I work at Trader Joe's. I have no outlet.
Which is not a bad thing.
It's not a bad job. Trader Joe's is a good job.
But you just felt like there's more.
That wasn't for me. It's a good backup plan. You get benefits and all that, retirement, paid time off. But I was living at home with my mother, drug addict, no money, a dead-end job, and no creative outlet. And I was like, this is enough. And then I ended up getting sober-esque, where I was like, all right, no drugs, just weed and alcohol, but like to an addict, that's a very wet and slippery slope. And then, so it took me some time to get out of that. And then I got into Second City, the improv program.
Yeah.
And then I started dabbling stand up. And then one birthday, I guess I might have tried to hook up with my cousin, and then that was it.
You tried to hook up with your cousin?
I mean, a little bit. I don't know. My sisters put a stop to it.
So you were wasted?
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever seen this cousin again?
Yeah, of course.
Does she bring it up?
No.
Is she hot?
No.
Okay. So you're trying
to ask me these
hold
hard
on,
questions.
You're trying to make out with your cousin, and your family jumps in to stop it.
No, I guess I don't even remember. I get that same night, she was like helping take care of me, and then
you were on so you were like,
I was on Molly and mushrooms and weed and alcohol, and just
no. But I think it's good for people to know where you were. And where now you are, which is amazing. Like I'm just so proud of you, bro. Like,
thank you.
You just did JFL.
Yeah.
If for people watching that don't know what JFL is, it's called Just for Laughs. It's one of the biggest. It is the biggest comedy festival in the world, and you have to be invited there. And every big comedian in the world is there, and you're there. First of all, you land in Montreal. Explain the feeling when you land.
I was absolutely terrified because I wasn't sure if I was going to get in the country.
That's right, because of your arrest.
Yeah. And it was a decade ago, and I didn't. So the joke, I say I threw them underneath the horses. The reality is I didn't even see them. I was wasted. I threw them over here, and then I look up, and they're over there, and I was like, oh, shit, this is trouble. So I never actually assaulted the horses.
You never purposely.
I never maliciously, purposely did it. I was just a dumb drunk, and it makes for a good story. Anyway, so that's on my record. Now I'm at the border, and they have questions, and everybody says, oh, they're strict. And many people have not gotten in, and a couple kids didn't get in the country. They got in the festival, but they didn't get in the country. And I was like, oh, man. So when I'm at the customs agent at the border, I feel like I'm smuggling drugs in the country, but I am sober. No, I have nothing on me, but I'm just like,
you're the drug. Yourself is the drug.
Yeah.
Like they're going to let you in or out.
Yeah.
By your performance.
I feel like a mule. And and then he was nice. And he goes, what are you here for? JFL. I was invited to perform. And he's like, do you have the papers? And they give me the papers to print out for the border. And I go, yeah. And he goes, who sent you this? And I said, Thomas Quirk. He said, okay, have fun. And I was like, I was like, I'm in.
I'm in. I made it.
And then you get there, and no one really can explain what JFL is. It is the most vibrant comedy epicenter I've ever been to. It's like the Comedy Store on Tuesday night. I say that because that's the most vibrant night there.
Because everybody
times 50.
Yeah, but because Tuesday nights, because everybody's in town. Because comics leave on the weekend. Yeah. This is for people that don't watch comedy.
Rogan goes out of town. D'Elia goes
Everybody
out of town.
Goes out.
Sarah Silverman
we
goes
go out of town.
We go out of town.
That's right.
But on Tuesday, everybody's in town. So that lineup is just beast. You're
Stacked.
Just like, what? And so it's like that times 50, but for 3 weeks and 30 to 40 shows a night. I mean, everybody's there. Kevin Hart, Jimmy Carr, Donnell Rawlings, me. It's weird.
And you were part of the new faces.
Yeah, and you're celebrated. You're the belle of the ball.
Really?
I mean, that is what was so surreal to me is like you tell Bobby Lee, I got new faces. He's like, oh my God. Like he's excited for you. Jimmy Carr's excited for you. Donnell's excited for you. Pete Holmes, you're like, I'm excited to be talking to you. Right? And they're happy about your triumph. I didn't know how hard it was to get the unrepped anyways. Rep too, don't get me wrong, but you got team and
you got a team pushing for you
on your side. Unrepped, they heard it through the grapevine. Watch your footage. Good luck.
And here's the thing. This goes back to Craig. You are hilarious, but you're also a good person. So a lot of people know you. You're like you're kind of like Orlando Leyba. Orlando Leyba knows everyone, treats
Yeah.
everybody great, and he's known as having a great name in the business. So do you. So I'm sure you met all these people from Just for Laughs, and they loved you. And what people forget, you can't be an asshole anymore.
No.
You got to be cool. No. You got to be nice to people, because nice people are hooking up good people. You know, it's unless you're on that next level of comedian where you just F everybody. 99.9% of people aren't on the Sebastian, Joe Coy, Dane Cook level. You know, Chris D'Elia
and they're
level.
Nice.
And they're nice. And they're nice.
And they're nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be nice. And it's just stop being assholes, people.
I mean, I'm happy people are being punished for being assholes now.
I am too.
Because so many times in the industry, you see awful people blow up and make it. And now it seems like all these people are getting put on check. Yeah. It's like, hey, no, we're not playing this anymore. And I love that, you know, talent, if you're talented, talent should win. But if you're talented, you also should know how to treat people. And you're one of those dudes. So you're there for New Faces. When you land, you're there a week, right? You went there a week?
Yeah.
So when is the first time you have to perform? And how many times did you perform in that week?
So they give you 2 unrep New Faces showcases.
Okay.
And then you can book others yourself. And I got added to Ari Shafir's storytelling show by his manager, Sam Schaefer. She saw me at the New Faces showcase. She said, you got to do the show. And she's like, you got stories? And I was like, oh, boy.
Yeah, you got some stories.
Which one you want, lady? No, she was so sweet, and they put me on that, and that was awesome.
Okay, so your first show, you land on Sunday or Monday?
I landed on Tuesday. My first show was Thursday.
Okay, so
Friday. So that was a long time without performing. I didn't like it.
So you're hanging out. You don't drink. You're sober. Everybody's probably wasted and drinking there. Party, having a good time, watching comedy.
Yeah.
So how was it waiting for your first show, and what were the nerves like before you got?
I wanted a spot. They said they used to set up spots and open mics prior to, but they were like, no, because it actually found in past years it messed people up, because they have this beautiful set they've worked on for years, and then they go do it at an open mic, and open mics suck, everybody. They're awful. So they didn't want to put anybody in their heads. But I was lucky I had Chappelle Lacey, who's also sober.
Oh, he's so good.
Who's also a kind, warm-hearted,
he's
lovely
a great guy.
Dude. And I slept on his floor the first night because I flew in early and left the day late because I was like, I'll figure it out. And then I was like, hey, Chappelle, let me sleep.
Was Chappelle a New Face too?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
He was the rep part. So I went to his showcase. He killed. Hannah Einbinder killed. Punky killed. Those are all my friends. Joe Prano, they all killed, and it was nobody bombed. Thank God. I think like 1 or 2 persons bombed, and I didn't know them, so I'm all right.
You're like my team's winning.
Yeah,
home team.
Yeah,
home team. So Chappelle, I love him. I just saw him open up for Joe Coy. I mean, for Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
For Rogan, I met Chappelle in Phoenix when
I was there.
Yeah. He was working at the hotel. He took in our bags.
Yeah.
That's where, and now he's opening up for Rogan, and he's on New Faces. This is what I love about comedy. Like I tell everybody all the time, in this industry of Hollywood, the only, like, you can go to castings, you can go to, everybody's always telling you no. You go to get, no, you're not right. No, you don't have the right look. No, that stage. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of politics to get on certain stages, but once you're on, that stage does not give a shit who you are.
You still got to be funny.
You got to be. I don't care if you're a celebrity.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're not a celebrity. I don't care if you go after Dave Chappelle, Joe Coy, Chris D'Elia, Danka, whoever. I don't care. If you're funny, that stage does not care.
Nope.
It doesn't care at all. And it's, to me, it's the great equalizer, man.
It is.
That's what I love about this. I love it so much because it's the only place where it's all about the work you put in. 100%.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. It's a lot of politics to get on certain stages, but once you're on that stage, it's about you. It's about your performance. And I get so excited just talking about it because I've gone after huge people and done really well because I was prepared and I take on challenges. And I just love the stage, man. I remember first time getting off stage, and I'm going to ask you this too. I remember the first time getting off stage. It was Miami Improv. And it was my first, and I called my mom. I go, this is what I was born to do. What was it like like your first time coming
I
on
had a
stage ever?
stomach ache because of adrenaline, and I never experienced anything like that. I was like, it wasn't food, it wasn't farts, it wasn't any of that. It was adrenaline. Because I was like, and then as soon as I calmed down, and I was like, whoa! I was like, that was awesome.
I have never done drugs, but I would imagine it's a better high than
It is a
anything
better
you
high.
could take.
It is a better high. It is a more sustainable high where you don't die and lose your family too.
That's a true statement, Sarah. That's a true statement. So what was it like the first time you went on stage? Like, did you bomb? Did you do okay?
I freaking killed, man. I did. I got a couple applaud breaks, and they knew I was new though, so that does help.
Yeah.
But I was good. It was good. I forgot my jokes. I had to pull out my notes.
So you were addicted ever since.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So let's go back to JFL. JFL, you got to wait 2 or 3 days to go up. You're there at your first show. Is it an auditorium or a small venue for the first one?
Oh, 800 seat theater, baby. Sold out.
Sold out.
Beautiful. I just saw, because I went to the 2 rep showcases that my buddies were on. So I went, and I'm glad I did. I got a taste of it, and then I had more of an idea. I tweaked my set a little bit. I just had a different opener. Because they have you trim it down, and we all have all these tricks.
How long do you have on stage?
You have 6 minutes.
6 minutes. And that's the same for Repped as well, New Faces.
Everybody gets 6.
And where in the lineup did you go?
I went 7th, which was a decent spot.
How many were there on it?
10.
Okay, so you're towards the end.
Yeah.
You want to be like 4. I mean, if you crush, you crush, but 4 or 5 is a sweet spot.
4 or 5 is a sweet spot.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So how, and I don't know who the person is, but how'd the person before you do? Did it put a lot of pressure on you? Did you feel a lot of pressure?
I wasn't even listening.
Okay.
Because I was so in my head. I was like, I do this all day, every day. As you know, I'm just like mic junkie. I need to perform.
Yeah.
I'm going to Manhattan Beach tonight for 7 minutes. That's a 45-minute drive for 7 minutes.
Hour and a half total. Yeah, $0.
Anyways, so I was like, I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm not nervous. And I truly wasn't. And then the second that show started, I was like, oh my God.
But isn't that kind of cool too, though, that you got so excited for something? Like you hardly ever get that feeling the older you get.
My heart was in my throat. And then I thought I was going to be able to watch all my friends that I met and bonded with, and they're all awesome. I love them all. And then I was like, nope, I'm staying in the green room. I was drinking water. I watched I watched Sean Grant because he was last, and I had already went up. But even the 2 after me, I was coming down. I started crying. Pete Holmes gave me a compliment. And when he gave me the compliment, it was immediately off stage. So and he's tall, and I'm looking up. And he's like, man, every joke you had is an opener. And I understood what he was trying to say. He's saying every joke is strong enough to be an opener. And I was just looking at him like a.
You're Pete Holmes, man.
You're Pete Holmes. You're complimenting me, and also this is very emotional for me, and because you work hard, you do open mics. I was a drug addict living at home with my mother and at a job I hated, and now I'm a comedian, and I just did the biggest festival in the world, and I crushed. And I hate saying that, but I did. I had a good set, and then he's complimenting me. And then he thought I didn't understand him. So then I walk off behind the curtains. I cry for a couple minutes. I come back and I recoup. And then I meet him in the green room because this is side stage, And then he's like, no, man, I was complimenting you. I was like, no, I understood you. I was just a big emotional thing that just happened for me. And I was about to cry and I didn't.
You didn't want to cry in front of Pete.
Yeah.
You want to go, all right, so you crushed the show.
Yeah, I did very well.
You crushed. Now, when was your second show?
The next night, and that was a much smaller, intimate show of like maybe 50, 60 people.
Did you crush again?
That was okay to good.
It's okay, good.
That whole show was okay to good. It was just, also we had just done a sold out 800-seater, and then and it was just hot. It was Montreal in summer, and the big theater was air conditioned. The little theater was upstairs, and it wasn't bad. Compared to the night before, it was the most perfect magical night ever. And then you're just like in this little attic theater.
Yeah. So first show
was good.
Destroyed. Second show solid. We'll call it solid. You get a call from Ari Shafir's manager, or what's her name again?
I believe Sam Schaefer.
Schaefer.
I met a lot of people.
She goes, hey, be on Ari's show. Tell some stories. Right?
She said that immediately after the first show.
The first show.
She flagged me down and said, here's my card. What's your info? I want you on his show.
So is that the next night, or is that the same night as the smaller show?
That was the same night as a smaller show.
Okay, so you go. How big is that one?
That was awesome. That was I would compare it to like the original room, maybe like 200.
Okay,
it was at a strip club, but they shut down. Shut down the strip club for shows because there's JFL is so amazing that they need so many venues that they
closing
shut down strip clubs.
Strippers must be pissed off at JFL.
Yeah, they're losing money.
So you did that show. How'd you do at that one?
I did very, very well.
Okay,
it was awesome.
So the whole purpose a lot of people go to JFL is to get management or to get seen, because JFL used to, people get TV deals out of JFL. So when did you know? Did you start feeling it after your first time you performed? Like the second show, people start coming up to you going, like, people like management, different people.
It's weird how many people. I'm not used to that. I've always wanted management. Now I got people handing me their cards, literally going, hey, and you just feel like
blessed.
Yeah, it's really cool. I got a little stack of business cards about this thick. And
so now, are you at a point where you're going to get management?
Yeah, I have them. I met with them right before here.
Really? So now you're managed?
Yeah.
And what do you want to accomplish by the end of the year? Because I know they ask you, what do you want to accomplish? But your personal goal, what do you want to accomplish by the end of this year?
Already done. Headline. I got 6 dates.
Where?
Alberta, Canada, Detroit, Michigan, Phoenix, Arizona, Minnesota, and Milwaukee.
When are you doing that?
Starting January.
My dude, yes.
I wasn't going to do this, but I was.
Yeah, but your mic is there. Dude, I'm so proud of you, bro.
Thank you.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah, finally headlining weekends. That's
so. Just remember.
Finally, I don't know why I said finally. In the perfect time.
Perfect time, man.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's great, bro.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
I could buy my mama a Camry for all that shit she had to go through.
Yeah. What's your mom think about all this?
She's wants me to get a day job. I'm just kidding.
She wants you to quit and get a day job.
They now finally understand. I don't really like to talk about it with them because they just have no clue. And then I'm trying to explain an entire business and industry that I don't even fully understand. And then usually I just feel bad about it. And it's like, just go to my show.
What comics inspire you or like are cool to you that you learn a lot from?
D'Elia, of course. He's my mentor, one of my best friends. Just kind of like an older brother, really. He takes care of you. And Bobby Lee helps me. Eddie Ift, he's been very kind to me. That's how I met Ernie over there.
Oh, yeah. Ernesto, the engineer.
Yeah, lots of people. Feel like I'm forgetting out.
How do you, because you're in the clubs like me, I'll go to the Comedy Store, perform. I'm not passive, but I'll go. Sometimes they have shows I can jump on. I go to Improv. I go to Laugh Factory. How do you navigate? Because it's very dark. Like a lot of people love to talk crap about each other.
Get in, get out.
But you have to hang out because, sometimes you want to be, like, here's the thing. There's so much opportunity that can happen when you hang out. You can meet the right person, then you could be on tour with them. So how do you navigate staying away from all the crap talking? Because a lot of people are talking crap behind people's backs in these places as well.
So you're absolutely right. If you're at my level or below, or even maybe a little above, hanging out is good because out of sight is out of mind. And I'll give you a perfect example I've said before, but I'll say it again. I hung out at the Comedy Store for years because I didn't know what else to do. I just know that's the epicenter. And they're comic friendly. I was standing on the patio one night and Bobby Lee goes, "You're opening for me." Bobby Lee at that time, this was 3 or 4 years ago, he didn't know me, but he had seen my face 300 times. So he knows I'm a comic. He knows I'm funny. He also who you're affiliated with. He saw who I was running with. He saw I opened for D'Elia. So he's like, okay, he's stamped by somebody. But that he didn't know me yet. He never taken me to dinner yet. And
he didn't wine you and dine you? Is that what you're saying? Do most comics take you to dinner?
Bobby's known for taking all up-and-comers out to dinner. He's like, come on, let's go. And he just takes you out to a fancy dinner.
Wait, when you're opening up for him? Or
no,
just
prior.
That's great.
Just pick guys at the store and be like, you come on, let's go get food. So, and that just came through hanging out. Now, it can be a negative place where a lot of people talk shit, and me
because they see you coming up now too.
Yeah, and the haters hate.
So you're starting to feel that now
a little bit, yeah. But the lovers love. So I just pick who you roll with. I go, I like This guy makes me feel good. I just hang out with him. I go stand by Matt Lockwood at the door for 2 hours because I don't know how to talk to Sebastian.
Yeah. Let me tell you. Bill Burr, we did a show, a South Beach Comedy Festival. He was working on his new hour, I would say 5-6 years ago. And I want to be friends with Bill Burr so bad. Like, for some reason, I have this imagination that we would be good friends, but then I start thinking, like, I'm thinking about our relationship as friends, and I'm going, well, I'm not a dude. Like, I don't drink, so we can't go to a bar. Like, in my head, I've already thought about, like, us being friends. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
And so I'm walking by his dressing room because I was in the smaller theater. He sold out like 4,000 seats. But we shared the same backstage. So I get off a stage and he's kind of in his head going over his new material. He sees me and he goes, hey, you're the TV guy. Yo. And I go, yeah. And I didn't know what to say. And I go, hi. He looks at me and goes, all right. And walks back in his dressing room and closes the door. And I was like, my shot. Nah. That was my shot to be friends with Bill Burr, and it's gone.
He was running his hour.
Oh, I know. But then the funny thing is, after his show, I still have my dressing room back there, and I walked by and all these like Dolphin, because he's a big sports fan. Like they had all these famous people in his dressing room, and I go, oh man. And it's like a big party going on, and I'm just walking by like with Sarah McLachlan going on.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I could have been in there, but I screwed it all up.
Let me in.
What was your most embarrassing moment with, like, have you had that embarrassing moment with even Sebastian? To me, like, I've interviewed everybody, but he has this, like, when he's into comedy store, he's probably the nicest guy, but he has this, like, I don't know. It's weird. It's just hard to talk to certain people. I just am intimidated,
not because of anything he does. It's just like, you're
Sebastian.
Yeah. I'm going to leave you alone. And I always hate the pushy comics that are like, why are you trying to be friends with him? He's in another stratosphere. Just wait. It'll come organically.
Absolutely.
He'll see you one day, and if he likes you, he likes you. And if he doesn't, he doesn't, and that's how it is.
You know what's amazing to me? I'll see celebrities go to a comedy store, and they want to meet Joe Rogan. One of them, big celebrity, was one of my friends. And Joe Rogan was literally probably 10 feet away. I go say hi. I mean, everybody, when I say everybody knows who this guy is, everybody knows who this guy is. He's like, no, man, that's Joe Rogan. Like, that's Joe Rogan. Yeah. Like, so many people are so intimidated. And I get it. You shouldn't just go up to Joe Rogan. You got to know him. But it's funny to see, like, how people react to other people. Especially if you don't know him at all. But this dude is a celebrity. Like, Joe would look at him and go, oh, man. And he's a very likable person.
Yeah.
So he's not like a slime ball or anything. And he's just a good dude. So Joe would probably be like, oh man, what's up? And the guy would have just said, he was a huge Joe Rogan fan.
That's
like,
so funny. And it's like Brad Pitt, like, oh.
Yeah, right. But you've seen it, man, where these big comics come in and then it's like this circle where nobody walks into where they're around.
And I want to actually, not that anybody has this rap, but like maybe a big name like that might have a guard and come off. Not like a dick, but you know what I mean? But it's not, they're not dicks.
They're not. They're the nicest people.
It's a protective layer because they're getting bombarded by hundreds and hundreds.
And it's the respect we give them.
Yeah.
In the store. So it's kind of like they're there to work, and let them do their thing. And if, like you said, if it happens organically, happens organically. And when you say, sometimes you got to hang out to be seen because out of sight is out of mind. That's how I got on Joe Rogan's podcast. Literally, I haven't been to the Comedy Store in like 2 months. I tell my wife, I should pop in. I'm standing on the wall. Joe walks by and goes, Michael, yo, you're going to be on my podcast. It was just like 2 weeks later, I'm on this podcast.
Bam. That's it.
But that's the magic of the Comedy Store too. Like every major.
Hang out. Joe Rogan hangs out and he's Joe Rogan.
Right.
I also love hanging out sometimes, but there's, of course, it can be a negative anything. Some people hang out too long and they party and they're negative, but so that's bad. But go check in. It's like The Office. Is you just go check in, say hi to your buddies, and network a little bit if you can, and also just talk shit and have fun, saying, "Hey, fart face" or whatever, and it's just a community. But there is it is stand up, so there is a dark entity.
I mean, were you ever at a point where you hated on people too? That started with you and you're like, oh man.
A little bit. I had to check it real quick. And it was never hate. It was more like I would feel bad about myself. Like, why don't I have these things? More like self-hate. I don't think I really hate. I hate like two guys and they earned it. They earned it. Oh boy.
Yeah.
It takes a lot. It's like, and it's usually the only reason I hate them is because they're so negative and so toxic that I'm like, go bye. Like you're gone. So yeah, I've been taught that by many of persons. Head down, focus on your work, your comedy.
Work. I remember when I was trying to shoot my special, and I was supposed to shoot it 2 years before I shot it. Now I'm glad the way it worked out, but I was supposed to shoot it 2 years before, and I saw all these comedians that I felt, and this is the selfish, I felt like, dude, nobody, like, at least I have a name. You know, why am I not getting these opportunities they're getting? My agent, and this is why I love him, he looks at me and goes, you don't know their deal. You don't know their battles. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know if they know somebody at one of these places, if they built a relationship with someone. You do not know what they went through or their struggle. He goes, and you need to worry about your own path. Don't worry about theirs.
Yeah.
It's going to happen when it's going to happen. And when it happens, it's going to be the right time. And I know when an agent goes, it's going to happen when it happens. But we're working to make it happen. That's kind of vague. And you're like, ugh, whatever.
But it's so true.
It's so true, dude.
It's
so
so
true. Like, look at you now. From being basically hitting the low point of your life, being addicted to drugs, going to jail, being in jail, going, you know, I got to change my life. Going to stand up. You went to stand up first and then stopped for like 2 years, right?
For like 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
And then you went back.
Yeah.
And
I
now
was scared.
And now just went to JFL. And now you have management. Now you're doing your own headlining tour next year.
Yeah, it's really surreal. It's unreal. When I have moments of true bliss and happiness where I'm like, this is because I'm thinking about that, of where I started and where I am now. And it's unreal. And I forgot I wanted to say one thing.
Yeah.
The button is comedians, we're all on the same team. So be happy for one another, because when he gets something, he takes me. When I get something, I take him. And that's what we do. We scratch each other's backs.
I feel like so many people feel like if a black and Asian dude got something, like you're like, oh, they took my spot. Or if somebody gets something that's in your realm or look, oh, they took my spot. For instance, if a black and Asian dude was up for a gig and I was up for a gig and he got it, I'm like, oh, he took all the black and Asian jobs. No. If he does well in that big job,
he creates more.
He creates more. And that's the whole thing. We all need to get to that point where we need to encourage each other, because we all create more. If you say you got a TV pilot, it blows up. Now it's a big series with your look. The look you have. Guess what? They're going to be trying to find 5 more dudes that look like you to do their own TV shows.
It's more work, baby. It's not a competition.
It's not.
And we all can help each other. So stop with this hate. If you don't like his shit, unfollow him. Hello. You don't have to publicly go.
Oh yeah, like on delete, someone's like, I'm officially unfollowing. It's like, shut up.
Who cares?
Who cares?
Do you think he cares? Well, there's 1.8 million followers, whatever the hell
and
it's up to now.
regardless if it was only 3, who cares?
Who cares?
Like, I love when people go out of their way to say negative things on your socials. It's like, why? Why are you even wasting your time with that?
Why do you subscribe to my YouTube then? You subscribe to hate on me.
Yeah, you are pathetic.
It's unbelievable. Go crochet or play dodgeball. Get out of here with this Debbie duty.
You have your own podcast. Pimp that real quick.
Yes, Community Service Podcast with Craig Conant. I will have you on whenever you want.
I want to go on. When do you tape it?
Usually Tuesdays.
Tuesdays?
Like noon or 1.
Okay. Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
You let me know when I can be on. I want to get the word out about this podcast. So basically, we're going to be drops on iTunes and all streaming platforms. Then the video is on YouTube. So make sure you go to my YouTube page and subscribe to that. Just type in Michael Yo. And you have a YouTube page as well.
Craig Conant, baby.
Everything's Craig Conant. Socials, Instagram, Facebook, everything.
Craig P. Conant on Instagram, because somebody took Craig Conant.
What?
And they have 0 followers, 0 posts. Who did that?
You know what you could do is you can call Instagram or send them help desk.
I did several times.
And then they were like, you're not, are you verified yet?
No.
Oh, that's why they don't care about you. You know, if you had that little blue check like me, Craig, we could be doing some things over here.
That's my next goal.
Okay. All right.
I would love
the blue check.
The blue check, SNL. I want to be on SNL.
What are you doing to get to that goal?
Auditioning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you writing, auditioning?
Yeah, both. And
I got called to do SNL like 5 years ago. And I'm sounding like a one-upper right now, and I hate people like this.
No, but
I'm
you're
telling
not.
you my experience. So I'd never went because I felt like they wanted characters. I can just do my dad and my mom.
That's enough.
It. I can do my, okay. And then I go, I'll tell you what to do. Like, that's the only two things I can do. So are you
and
more
a sitcom, like The Weird Neighbor? I want a guest star or co-star.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just like the...
What are you writing characters? Do you have characters?
My stand-up, baby. I am the character.
You are the character. I love it. But I love how it doesn't matter if you're young or even older. Like Leslie Jones, I think she was. After 50 years old, like she got on SNL.
Yeah.
Like that's what I love about the brilliance of that show. It's just it's the stage, man. If you're funny, you're funny. It's the only place in the world where these senses are going all at one time. You know, you can hear things. You're saying your set. You're thinking about something different. You're hearing conversation. You're noticing something over there. It's almost like you have spidey senses. It's the only
you're
time.
You're editing something. You're like, oh, this joke didn't work so well, so I'm going to cut this joke and insert this joke while you're delivering a joke. That is not those jokes. That's
hearing
insane.
People talk. Like, what do you want want with your fries? You know, like you can hear people's conversation.
Gauging on what you should do with it. Oh, is that a heckler? Is that a rude asshole? No. Oh, they're taking an order. Leave them alone. Do I address it? Give it up for your weights. You know what I mean? All while telling jokes.
It's amazing.
And achieving laughter.
It's such a high, dude.
It's crazy.
All right, Craig. So follow Craig at Craig Conant, Conant.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to put?
I just that's it.
All right. Subscribe to my YouTube. Subscribe to the podcast and like anything I'm on. So there you go. Craig, thank you for stopping by, bro.
Thank you so much.
All right.